now tune in to Kons podcast.
You hate me, don't you? You hate me, don't you? You hate me, don't you? You hate me, don't you?
When you walk on, even though in my intro I say, you know what I'm saying, the headlines that you might have seen whenever you logged on to your home page, you know what I mean, MSNBC, blanking in California, you know what I mean, San Diego, LA, Sacramento, we all are experiencing this mysterious man-made fog, you know what I mean, gel-like stuff, particles, stuff flying all in it. It's not mist, it's not water, you know what I mean, because water ain't gonna make it look like ash is on your car, because I was wondering, what is this stuff in this fog, you know what I mean, because usually it's like from back in the days, you know what I'm saying, it would be mist or water infiltrating your mind, you know what I mean, trying to see what you're thinking, trying to see what you're doing at all times, you know what I'm saying. This is what the government is about, especially doing it without you even knowing. If you don't know this, everything that we see as far as tech, when the government put it out, that means they already had that tech 25, 30 years ago, about smart dust, you know what I mean, how it collects data, how it maps out fields, how it maps out everything that it's around, that it lands on, how it is able to just, what is going on, what is happening, you know what I mean. It is Kons Podcast, episode 357 today, you know what I mean, episode 357. Today we're going to take a break from the news, you know what I mean. I'm just going to touch on this mysterious fog, you know what I mean, that's been out here in California, you know what I'm saying, the particles in it that I've seen when you shine the light on it, you know what I mean. We're going to go through a bunch of TikTok of people who've been feeling the same way I've been feeling about how this mysterious fog is covered in particles and all kind of weird stuff that I ain't never seen before in 42 years of living, you know what I mean. I've seen fog before, but never have I seen fog like this, you know what I mean. I think this is something that's definitely man-made, you know what I mean, that they are imposing on society, you know what I'm saying, because it's just something different about it, you know what I mean. But yeah, this is episode 357, you know what I'm saying. That's what we're going to be getting into today, you know what I mean. We're not going to do no headlines today, no news, excuse me, you know what I'm saying. The only thing that's been going on in the news and this Epstein stuff, you know what I mean, we seen the video of him chasing around little girls in the kitchen, you know what I'm saying, the girls that was blacked out, you know. I don't really, you know what I'm saying, I don't really feel the need to touch on that. That's news that everybody sees, you know what I mean. So on here, I like to cover, you know what I'm saying, news that you don't really see, you know what I mean, topics that you don't really hear about, headlines that ain't really being in your optical when you log on, even though in my intro I say, you know what I'm saying, the headlines that you might have seen whenever you logged on to your home page, you know what I mean, MSNBC, Yahoo News, Google News, Hip-Hop DX, whatever headlines you might have seen, and probably touching on one or two or three of them right here on this podcast. You already know how I say, you know what I mean, but we're not going to touch on headlines today, you know what I mean. Sometimes headlines ain't really what I want to talk about, you know what I'm saying, as far as I don't really want to sit up here and cover Epstein or, you know what I'm saying, his, you know, stuff we already know about Epstein. We knew he was a pedo. We knew he was into young girls, you know what I'm saying. We already knew this, and they are resurfacing this in the news everywhere you look. I don't know why. It's just news. This is old news, you know what I'm saying. We knew Trump was tied to Epstein. This is old news, you know what I mean. I don't know. They putting out these Epstein files like it's just so breaking news and all this and that, but this is stuff everybody already knew. We already knew this. We already knew Epstein was a sick, you know what I mean, had an island, having a bunch of young girls come there, you know what I mean, having people pick up young girls and bring them to him on this. We already knew all that, so I don't really touch on that too much, you know what I'm saying. But yeah, if this your first time here though, you know what I mean, like I've said previously, we usually do headlines and news and updates, you know what I mean. I've been following the David case, dude on the TikTok. I've been following that case. I follow a bunch of different cases that's been going on, that went viral or been in your optical when you you logged on, you know what I mean? This is what we do on this podcast, you know what I'm saying? If this is your first time here, you know what I mean? But if this is your first time here, go on and hit the share button, share this out, put it on your Facebook, on your Snapchats, put it on your Messenger chats, your group chats with your family members, wherever it is that there's people that put my podcast in their ear, you know what I mean? Or in their optical, you feel me? Without further ado though, you know what I'm saying? Let's jump into these TikToks, you know what I mean? It is a Thursday, it is February 5th, it is 2:39 in the afternoon, you know what I mean? So we're gonna make this snappy. I gotta go pick my son up, you know what I mean? So we're gonna run through these TikToks, show you some of this, what people have been thinking and feeling the same way how I've been feeling about this mysterious fog, you know what I mean? So we're gonna jump right into it without no chit chat or banter, you know what I'm saying? Let's jump right into these mysterious fog TikToks. First one up, you know what I mean, is dude wiping it off his car, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna see dude in this next clip wiping some type of material off his car, you know what I mean? And then it's gonna go into a bunch of different other videos of dude breaking down this mysterious fog and a bunch of other clips within this clip. Check it out.
I just sit in the fog and I just been driving regularly. What is this shit right here? There's something in the fog that I can't explain, but I ain't drove to nothing but fog, and look at this shit. Check y'all shit, y'all. Crazy. Look. It's on that, but not on my windshield. What's going on? Woo! They got asbestos in the air. That's crazy.
Wait a second. There's a radiation fog taking over parts of California, and in some locations it's been going on for a month. It's harmless.
Okay, so you guys can see this. I'm walking with a flashlight at night. Day 19 under the California, what they call a radiation fog that's not supposed to be dangerous. That's a flashlight showing you what's in the air. That's not moisture. Nothing's wet. Just particles. No moon, no stars, no sunlight. Nothing. Just the sun has been officially blocked. See if you can see it if I start walking. Yeah. Yep, look at that.
Okay, so they say it's harmless, but why is the name radiation fog? Is this because we're messing with the weather? All I know is, what the... I don't even know what to say.
What is this? What is that? Never seen that in my life.
You don't you?
You know what I'm saying? That was him breaking it down. A bunch of people was feeling just like how I'm feeling. What is this mysterious stuff in this fog? You know what I mean? The next one is dude talking about a radiation fog over a 400-mile stretch over California. Speaks on the fog causing respiratory issues. Check this clip out.
They are telling us right in our face what they are doing to us, because what in the hell is radiation fog? I've been on this earth for 30 plus some years and I have never heard of this in my life. A mysterious 400-mile stretch of radiation fog blankets the state of California? But here's the thing, y'all, it wasn't just California. A whole bunch of people have stated that they woke up to fog in the morning too, and they were experiencing headaches, nausea, sinus problems. Their animals were acting up, and now we know the exact reason why. Now they're saying 20 different counties have reported this heavy dense fog sitting over California, and it's affecting 2 to 13 million people. Million people, y'all? See, that's exactly what I've been saying, man. Fog is not common in Florida, especially in South Florida, bro. And now they are telling us what they are doing to us. As soon as I said that, I get a sharp ringing in my left ear. Oh my God, the shift is here.
A 640-kilometer area in California is under the cover of a thick fog that can create respiratory problems and also cause asthma. Nearly 13 million people are under travel warnings, with officials issuing air quality alerts as the dense, low-lying fog can prove hazardous. being called the radiation fog. 20 counties in California's Central Valley are affected. It forms when the ground cools rapidly after sunset, releasing heat back into the air. Experts say this fog can capture pollutants released from cars and factories, severely impacting air quality. Breathing in these particles that remain suspended in this radiation fog can cause health issues. The National Weather Service is also urging people to remain vigilant while driving, calling the fog a high transportation risk. The phenomenon, also named Tule fog, starts around November and peaks from December through February and ends by March. It happens every year in the late fall and winter months, affecting California's Bay Area, Sacramento Valley, and San Joaquin Valley. More than 2 million people are hit in Sacramento, Fresno, Bakersfield, Oakland, and Stockton, the most affected cities, according to the Daily Mail. It lingers on for longer in the flash.
That was him letting you know about this radiation fog blanketing California. You know what I mean? San Diego, LA, Sacramento. We all are experiencing this mysterious man-made fog. You know what I mean? As you heard him speak on in that last clip. This next one is a dude captured some in like a mason jar. You know what I mean? And it was this gel-like gluey stuff in the jar. It looked like, you know what I mean? If you were to like spit in a jar, this is like what it looks like. You know what I mean? But this is some of what he captured from the fog, and then he gonna speak on it as he's showing you this inside that jar. Check it out.
All right, so I've been collecting this fog. I've had this mason jar out for a couple days now, and I don't know if you can see on there, but it looks like oily, bubbly kind of goop on it. So I don't know what is in this fog or fog particles, or a lot of people's called it smart dust. I mean, there's all kinds of things, but you can see, like, I don't know if you can see like through that, but if you look right through it, you'll see like these bubbly, like oily, see it on the top. Now this is from the outside of the bottle, of course, but you can look up through it and see like a bubbly substance. So what I'm going to do now after this is I'm going to take it inside, put it on something, let it dry out, and then maybe send it off and get it sampled. Now you can still see the stuff dropping, so it's not normal. Next week they're calling for a tsunami, or not a tsunami, but a atmospheric river, and atmospheric river on steroids for northern, central, and southern California. So if it's one thing, if it's the fog, now it's an atmospheric river. Crazy weather here in California.
What you're saying, you know what I mean? It's just weird. You know what I'm saying? Gel-like stuff, particles, stuff flying all in it. It's not mist. It's not water. You know what I mean? Because water ain't gonna make it look like ash is on your car. You know, we don't know what it is. You feel me? The next clip is just more showing of these particles that's in the light, or like in the light beam when you shine the light on this mysterious fog. Check this one out.
I've never seen fog this thick in my entire life. This is the thickest fucking fog I've ever seen, dude. Oh my. Alright, let's see if this video does justice to the fog. Yeah, look at all these fucking particles, guys. I'm starting to think that this is real, guys. Look at this. Look at the top of the flashlight. Hold on, let me get this focused. Look at this, guys. It literally looks like sawdust. Hopefully that's just fog. It's just moisture, but that doesn't look like that's all it is. Wow. I'm gonna get in my truck and stop breathing this in. I left my camper fucking windows open for the first time in like history. Fuck. Shave my head, guys. This is not snow, guys. Last I checked, it was 31 degrees. This is crazy.
Wait,
You
me,
seen
don't you?
in that last clip, that's just exactly what I was seeing that caused me to do this and do this research on this. You know what I mean? Because I was wondering, what is this stuff in this fog? You know what I mean? Because usually it's like from back in the days, you know what I'm saying? It would be mist or water or some sort. You know what I mean? But this ain't that. This is definitely something else. You know what I'm saying? And I came across this smart dust. You know what I mean? Something that the government has created and is implementing on society. You know what I mean? This is something that can create a whole environment, you know what I mean, that they can see, create a whole person, you know what I mean? Anything that this stuff lands on, it creates a landscape or an outline of everything that it touches. You know what I mean? This is called smart dust. This is what I believe that this fog is. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, the government is all about infiltration. They're all about infiltrating your mind. You know what I mean? Trying to see what you're thinking, trying to see what you're doing at all times. You know what I'm saying? This is what the government is about, especially doing it without you even knowing about it. You know what I mean? So the next one, this is from a newscast. You know what I mean? It's about 17 seconds where they mention smart dust. And this is some old footage, it looks like. This is like footage from like the 80s. This is an old news clip, you know what I'm saying? And they definitely mention smart dust in this news clip. Check it out.
Project first dreamed up by the military to get information from the battlefield.
They call it smart dust, and the new technology may soon make it possible to keep track of anything, anywhere, including you.
Wait, me,
You
don't
know
you?
what I mean? That was a news clip where he definitely used the word smart dust on that news clip. You know what I'm saying? And this news clip looked like it was old. So just let you know, the government been on this. This ain't nothing new. You know what I mean? This is just, like I said, man, you know what I'm saying? If you don't know this, everything that we see as far as tech, when the government put it out, that means they already had that tech 25, 30 years ago. You know what I mean? Once it touches our hands in society, they done already been knew about it. They done already had it in motion. You know what I mean? They done already had betas, already had tests out about it and all that. You know what I mean? So yeah, so this next clip though that you gonna see, dude is definitely touching on smart dust. You know what I mean? He is definitely mentioning that. He is definitely showing you where it came from. You know what I mean? Definitely showing you, it breaks it down, the whole system of this smart dust. You know what I mean? Micro electromechanical systems. You feel me? MEMS, MEMS. It's an acronym. You know what I'm saying? So that's another thing with government. They use a bunch of acronyms. You know what I mean? They will acronymize anything. You know what I mean? And make it into an acronym. You know what I'm saying? So this is just going to break down smart dust and what it really is and the purpose of it and what it does and all that. You know what I mean? This was a cool video because it definitely breaks it all down for you and gives you some more insight. Yeah, what's happening? You feel me? I'm here to interrupt this episode to let you know. You know what I'm saying? To hit that subscribe button if you ain't already. You know what I mean? Hit the like button if you liking this content. You know what I'm saying? Comment on what you want to say on this content. You know what I'm saying? If you got something to say, if you remember something, if you heard about something that I'm talking about, let me know. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Let me know and hit that subscribe button. You know what I'm saying? And tell your friends to hit that subscribe button. You feel me? Spread the word. Feel free to share all this content on your social medias, whatever platform it is that you got. You know what I mean? Thank you for tuning in. Let's get back to the episode on this so-called quote-unquote smart dust. Check it out.
Family, even the dust is getting smart. Some say it was a fog and others say it was smart dust. MIT Technology Review say how smart dust could spy on your brain. But what is smart dust, family? Smart dust is a network of tiny sensors no bigger than a grain of sand. If you just Google smart dust, you will find these images. Look, tiny grain of sand. The most bizarre thing is that it was all around the world. Look, in Europe. And look at this video. Does it look like fog to you? And look, another one. And again, you can Google all of this. Look, family. Developed at the University of California, Berkeley. Smart dust is a speck-sized sensor that can be implemented into the human body and uses ultrasound to monitor internal nerves, muscles, and organs in real time. And this is what Wikipedia has to say, family. Look. Smart dust is a system of many tiny micro electromechanical systems such as sensors, robots, or other devices that can detect, for example, light, temperature, vibration, magnetism, or chemicals. The thing that makes it suspicious for me is that this fog was almost everywhere around the world in the same time. What do you think?
So as you're saying, you know what I mean, he was breaking down smart dust, where it came from. Said it started out in UC, Berkeley, California. You know what I mean? It's where it came from, as he said in the clip from him doing his own research. He was definitely even showing you the screenshots of him doing that research, Googling it and all that, and you seen his sources of where he got that from, you know what I mean, which was something dope. You know what I'm saying? This next one is going to be kind of like an AI style video, but it's definitely geared more towards letting you know about this smart dust. You feel me? Check it out.
The air around you was filled with microscopic sensors, gathering data invisibly. Enter smart dust, a groundbreaking technology that seems straight out of science fiction. These tiny devices, no bigger than a grain of sand, are designed to collect and transmit data wirelessly. Smart dust consists of miniaturized sensors, robots, or other devices that can detect light, temperature, vibration, magnetism, or chemicals. They communicate the gathered information back to a central system using radio frequencies. Imagine sprinkling these tiny particles over a crop field to monitor soil moisture, or deploying them in a bustling city to track pollution levels in real time. The process involves manufacturing these sensors at a microscopic scale, embedding them with wireless communication capabilities, and dispersing them in the desired environment. The benefits are immense: real-time data collection, enhanced monitoring of hard-to-reach areas, and the ability to gather granular insights without intrusive equipment. However, challenges include ensuring battery life, addressing privacy concerns, and managing the sheer volume of data collected. With predictions indicating that billions of these sensors could be in use soon, smart dust is poised to revolutionize industries ranging from agriculture to urban planning. Are we ready for this invisible revolution?
You're saying, you know what I mean? That was a video, little AI video put together telling you, giving you more information about smart dust. You know what I mean? How it collects data, how it maps out fields, how it maps out everything that it's around, that it lands on, how it is able to just survey different fields and collect different data from the field. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole new technology, man, that they're using, and it can even be ingested. You know what I mean? Like I said, it's something that's particle size, so you definitely are capable of breathing this in. You know what I mean? And then they'll have a full layout of your insides. You know what I mean? What's going on in your body? They can steal this data. You know what I'm saying? Definitely by using this smart dust. This is what these videos is breaking down for you. You know what I'm saying? The next one is another these last little three is going to be little AI videos breaking down what smart dust is and how it forms a network, it said, by meshing together all of the information that it collects from the field. Check this next one out.
The next surveillance revolution won't arrive with satellites or cameras. It'll float in through the air. Developed with DARPA funding, smart dust is a swarm of microscopic sensors, each smaller than a grain of sand. These devices can detect motion, light, sound, and even biometric data without ever being seen. Once dispersed, they form a wireless mesh that can track you in real time from your breath to your location. The military uses it for battlefield intelligence. Corporations are testing it for behavioral monitoring. And unlike your phone, you'll never know it's there. It's surveillance you can't escape, because it's already everywhere. Welcome to the Forbidden
You see, you know what I'm saying? That was letting you know that how it forms its own network from the surveying that it does, from everything that it touches. You know what I mean? This next video is the last one. It's a little AI video, how it tells you how it uses invisible footprints. You know what I'm saying? How it uses invisible footprints. You know what I mean? It's about 43 seconds. So, you know what I'm saying? We're going to watch this last one together. You know what I mean? Check it out.
Imagine walking down the street and seeing footprints appear behind you, but you're not leaving them. This is the magic of smart dust. Tiny sensors that can track movement and environmental changes. Developed by leading tech researchers, these microscopic devices can be scattered across surfaces to monitor everything from foot traffic in malls to wildlife in forests. They communicate wirelessly, providing real-time data without the need for bulky equipment. This innovation is revolutionizing industries by offering unprecedented insights into movement patterns and environmental conditions. It's a glimpse into a future where data is as invisible as the air we breathe.
As you just seen, you know what I mean, giving you insight on this smart dust. You know what I'm saying? That was the last video, this little AI creation of letting you know that is around us. You know what I mean? This smart dust. You know what I'm saying? I first came across this when I was driving at night. You know what I mean? And I was looking in the lights as I was parked at the light and seeing all of these little, I don't know, particles, white little particles in the light beam. You know what I mean? And I just start like, what is that? You know what I mean? I'm 42 years old. I've seen fall before. I've seen fall plenty of times, you know, especially living in the Bay Area, you know what I'm saying, where I was born and raised, where I'm from. I've seen a whole lot of fall, you know what I mean, but not once have I ever seen it covered in a bunch of particles like this, you know what I'm saying, which made me do this type of research, you know what I mean. It came across this quote-unquote smart dust, you know what I mean. So it's just like, damn, what we got to do, man, start getting in biohazard full suits, walking outside, you know what I'm saying, with gloves on, full mask, full face armor, you know what I mean, when we walk outside in the fog, because what is this doing when you ingest it, when you inhale it? What is it doing to your body? You know what I mean? Who's collecting the data and for what? Why would you want to know what's going on as far as what I'm doing if I'm just going through normal daily life? You feel me? If I'm not planning like a terrorist attack or no type of secret organization getting together a group of anarchists and finna go hit the streets and protest violently, I don't understand. I don't see the point or interest in trying to monitor me and trying to understand what is going on in my body, you know what I mean, with these smart dust particles that they are implementing into society, you know what I'm saying? Wild news is wild stuff, you know what I mean? But that's the episode today, you know what I'm saying? Just wanted to put y'all up on some game, you know what I mean? Put y'all up on this mysterious fog that we all been seeing in this quote-unquote smart dust. If you didn't know what smart dust was, I hope you definitely understand and know what it is now after watching this episode, you know what I mean? But that's all I got today, you know what I'm saying? I just wanted to break this down to you and show you what this is, show you about this mysterious fog and this smart dust that's going around that we all are encountering and seeing, especially in California, you know what I mean? But I hope you learned something, you know what I'm saying? I hope I put you up on this. Hope you didn't know about it, you know what I mean? Thank you for tuning in. There's no need to really do a recap, but let's do a recap just for the hell of it, you know what I mean? So if you might have pulled up, let's say you might have pulled up too much, let's say you rolled up, let's say you got too loaded, or let's say you were sitting down here watching the podcast and you heard some commotion, your kids upstairs was arguing over who turn it is, over Roblox or Minecraft, whatever game that they playing, and you heard an argument, you had to go up there and be the mediator and be a peacemaker and break up the argument, and you missed what was going on this podcast, you know what I mean? It wasn't too much, you know what I'm saying? Just was letting you know about this mysterious fog and giving you information on what smart dust is and what it does, you know what I mean? Hopefully you learned that through these TikToks I shared with you today, you know what I'm saying? Without further ado, thank all y'all for tuning in. Thank all y'all for watching, you know what I mean? Because you could have been doing anything you wanted to do in the world, but you tuned in to Kons Podcast, you know what I mean? No matter who you are, you know what I'm saying? Whether you was a little brother, little sister, whether you was an auntie, a uncle, a niece, a nephew, a grandpa, a grandma, whether you was a mother, a father, you could have been cousin Pookie, cousin Mook Mook, cousin Man, you know what I'm saying, cousin Pete, whoever you are, you know what I mean? If you got pets and your pet is sitting there on the couch with you and y'all are watching Kons Podcast, you know what I mean? Whether your pet could be a cat, you could have a pet dog, you could have a pet lion, you could have a pet hyena, you have a pet pig, you have a pet warthog, you have a pet hog, you have a pet snake, a pet alien ant farm, you know what I'm saying, a pet ant farm, whoever it is, you know what I mean? Whoever your pet is, I definitely give them that good salute, like you see the homie scrolling up that screen, you know what I mean? Thank all y'all for tuning in. Thank all y'all for watching. You know what I'm saying? The beat you hear creeping up was definitely made by Infectious, a beat collector beats. You know what I mean? Thank all y'all for dropping these beats on me. I'm using them every episode. Good looking, Infectious, amazing beats, and my oldest son beats by JJ. You know what I mean? These are all the beats that you definitely gonna hear in every episode. You know what I mean? But yeah, they beat you here in the background, though. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, the one creeping up that you hear was made by Infectious. You know what I mean? It's been Kons Podcast episode 357. Hope you learned about this fog. You know what I'm saying? In this smart dust era that we being forced to be implied on. You know what I mean? But yeah, thank all y'all for tuning in. Thank all y'all for watching. You know what I'm saying? It's been episode 357. You know what I mean? Hope y'all have a good Thursday.
Make it possible to keep track of anything, anywhere, including you.
Wake me, don't you? 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 Don't you? Wake me, 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 don't you?
Hard that they don't know what the fuck they're doing. You understand that?
Wake me, don't you?